Hey, it's Tara and it's time for Sunday Reads. I missed last week because I had a really terrible cold and I could barely stand up for 10 minutes, let alone make a video, so I'm mostly over that now. For some reason they always like hang on for a while with me, but I'm feeling much better. Anyways, on to the book. So over the last 2 weeks I have finished a few things. I finished 12 Kings in Sharakai by Beaulieu. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I think most of you have probably heard of this. I think the second book is out now, or it's coming out shortly. It's about a young girl who lives in the desert city of Sharakai, which is ruled by 12 kings, and there's 12 immortal kings, I guess. And the young girl has trained to be a warrior, and her mission in life is to avenge her mother's death by taking out the 12 kings in Sharakai. So it's a young adult novel, but young adult fantasy. But I think even though it does have a lot of the tropes that go with YA, it handled them pretty well, and it was a very strong book, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next in the series. Excuse me. I finished several graphic novels. I finished Daytripper by Fabio Moon and Gabriel, which I mentioned last time, and this was amazing. It was just gorgeous. All of the art and the coloring was so beautiful. The story was wonderful. I say story, but there's not really a plot to it specifically. It's just very atmospheric, and it will make you think a lot about life and death and everything in between. But if you're looking for something atmospheric, this is great. If you're looking for something with action and a plot, maybe not your best choice, but regardless, I think you should try it. I also read some X-Men. I read Inferno, X-Men Inferno, which is a collection of the different X comics that all follow this Inferno story arc. And I forgot how bad the dialogue was in these older comics. So bad. So very bad. There is a second volume and I will be reading it, but maybe I will be skimming it a little more than most people would, because it's so bad. I also read X-Men 92, which is, it uses the X-Men styling from the 1992 comics, but it is new art and I think it's a new storyline and everything. It just uses the characters and their styles from that time. And it was pretty good. The dialogue was way better, so I'll take that. This one is called The World is a Vampire, so it's about these vampires trying to take over the world. I think it's Omega Red? No, not Omega Red. I already forgot his name. Anyways, if you like X-Men, this one was pretty good. I also finished Genevieve Cogman's The Masked Library, which I had out from the library wonderfully. It was the second book. The first one was The Invisible Library, and it was really good. We got to learn more about Kai, and we got a really good story, plot line, and action, and that was fantastic. But the character development left a lot to be desired. I was hoping to learn more and more about the characters, and also more about their relationships, like develop the relationships between the characters, but I feel like that really took a back seat this time. We did learn more about the world, like chaos versus reality, and about Kai's background, which was good, but I hope that in the third novel we'll get more of that relationship development. We'll see. On to what I am reading, I guess. My last audiobook was Trigger Warning by Neil Gaiman, and it was a collection of short stories. Short stories require a lot more attention to detail, so I'm not sure how I feel about having listened to it as an audiobook, because I really had to focus a lot more on it. But having Neil Gaiman read his own stuff is very great. I love that he narrates his own audiobooks, because it has exactly the feeling that he intended it to have. The stories were really haunting, and they made me think a lot. And after I read Ocean at the End of the Lane, and I had a bad experience with it, so since then I've been kind of lukewarm on Neil Gaiman, except for Good Omens, which is always good. But this was definitely, it helped maybe get me over that Ocean at the End of the Lane slump, so I'm grateful for that. My current audiobook is The Golem's Eye, which is the second book in the Bartimaeus trilogy. I'm very excited to get back into this. I'm only a little bit into it so far, but I learned a little more about Bartimaeus' history and the battle between the Czech musicians, magicians, and the British ones, and I'm looking forward to that story. I'm also reading Too Like the Lightning by Ada Palmer, and super weird to get into and started with, but once you get a hang of the writing style and the gender issues, or I guess he's writing in a time when gender is not an issue, but he's writing to an audience where the gender is important. I'm not really sure, but it's making some weird stuff go on. But I'm just a few chapters into that, and I'm really enjoying it now that I've gotten into it. So I'm looking forward to that. I am also reading this series, Princeless, a graphic novel, and it's about a princess who was locked in a tower and with a dragon to guard her, and she has decided that she's going to rescue herself and her sisters who have also been locked into towers. And I'm really excited. She is super sassy, and she constantly makes comments about people being sexist about what women can and can't do, and it addresses some more serious issues like catcalling women who are dressed scantily, I guess, and also armor for women in general. But it's snarky, and I really, really like it, and I'm looking forward. I think I have 4 volumes of this, so that's what I'll be reading this week. I'll also be reading the Drowned Worlds anthology as a buddy read with Rachel from Colonnati. I've never read an anthology, science fiction, short story anthology with anybody, and I'm very much looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a great experience. So yeah, that's been my last couple of weeks. I hope you've all been well. Please let me know what you've been reading. I've been trying to watch your videos, but I don't think I've got everybody. So let me know what you're reading, and if you've read anything that I have, or if you have any fun graphic novel recommendations. I'm trying to read more of those now, so I will take those. Anyways, until next time.